Hey guys, welcome back to Grafting Dragon Fruit. It's Richard, and in this video today, I'm going to be giving you guys a end of the winter update. So here are all of my dragon fruits. It's been a little rough through the winter, but we made it to this point, guys, and everybody is looking super happy. We still got the plants looking great, and we still got fruits hanging on. So once they start to ripe, it's gonna look so amazing here. And to your guys' surprise, and also mine, I can't believe I have fruits in the winter. So that's the profit of having so many different types of dragon fruit varieties. You can get so many fruits during the winter, the spring, and the summer. So we have here Pelora. So these are the Pelora that I've had now for about 4 years, ever since I started growing dragon fruit and grafting. The plants here are just putting out so much fruits during the winter, and no cactus rust, no rotting. They look good, so once they start to ripen, they're gonna be nice and sweet and taste very delicious. And we go over here, this is a second pot of Pelora. As you guys can see, when I was starting my dragon fruit journey, I just love Pelora so much because they were like little honey fruits. They were just so sweet. And my mom also loves them, and she's starting to really love the benefits that it gives you, where if you eat too much of them, you do a number 2. So if you're ever constipated, Pelora is the fruit to go to. And look at all these fruits, guys. They're nice and round, plump. I even got some thorns on me. It's been a while, but don't miss that at all. So we got a lot of Pelora here. Here is my pink Laverne with a DK16. Lots of new growth are getting put out, and no cactus rust. Every branch is nice and healthy, so I'm expecting a lot of new flowers coming out from this one this year. All right, here is my grafting pot. I have the Assunta 5 crossed with Red Laverne on here, Assunta 4 crossed with Red Laverne, and also this here is Assunta 7. We didn't get any fruits last year. We did get buds, but they didn't make it. So I'm hoping this season we get some Assunta 7 buds, so we can see how these varieties are, how they taste like, and if they're good enough to be released to the public. Here is another Pelora of mine. This one just grows super crazy. I have about 3 cuttings in here that I grafted with dragon fruit rootstock, and I think the sugar dragon rootstock helped it grow vigorously because it does so well in our climate that look at all the fruits I have. If you know sugar dragon, they put out waves of fruits, like maybe 4 or 5 waves of fruits during the season, and when they do put out a lot of fruit, they do it in a massive amount. So look at all these Peloras I have here, guys. I should have thinned some out because I do see some small ones. I do see some medium-sized ones. If I were to take some of these out, I would have more bigger fruits, I would say, but oh well. I have so many Peloras. I'm just gonna probably give them all to my neighbors and friends this year. Here is the Assunta trellis. And if you guys been following my journey, this is the pot that I've always kind of showed you guys all the progress because the flowers on these are so beautiful. And once the fruit ripens, they also look like magic Dragon Balls or something like that. So we have Assunta 5 putting out a lot of new growth this season. Lots of Assunta 5. So that means I'm gonna have some Assunta 5 cuttings on the website. So that's gonna be cool. Sunset Sherbet, they don't really put out a lot of new growth, but I do see some coming, so that's great. So we'll have a few of those. Overall, during the winter, they've done so well. All of the roots are starting to grow out because of all of the organic soil starting to compress and being used. So I'm gonna have to topsoil this with probably Gary's Best and add some organic fertilizer to keep all of this growth going and healthy. And a lot of pruning that I need to do because I'm getting a lot of that undergrowth as well, but that's okay. I need all the cuttings for you guys. Here is my Assunta 6 and Wild Berry Skittles pot right here. Lots of new Assunta 6 cuttings coming out. So these are all of the growth that's outside of the center. So I'm definitely gonna be cutting these. So for sure, I got 3 Assunta 6 cuttings coming very soon. I see a few Wild Berry Skittles as well. They're a little small, so I'm gonna let them grow. And once they're ready, I'll have those on the website as well. So all of the Wild Berry Skittles Assunta 6 are looking great for you guys this year. So you guys get a chance to grab some of those cuttings once I release them. This is my mixed pot with Purple Haze. This is the variegated yellow. I have Diego's Desert King here. And way in the back, I have just Desert King, and the fruits are actually starting to get ripe. So I think they're ready. Let's go ahead and take some off and see how they are. All right. I did cross these with some special pollen, like this one here. This one has Assunta 6. So I'm probably gonna take this off because I'm so curious of how these seeds are. The spring is coming up, so I wanna harvest these seeds and have some ready to graft this spring. So I'll take that one off. And what I like to do, guys, is the minute I take them off, I already got a thorn in myself. I label them what I pollinated with, so when I go back inside, I remember what seeds these were. So this was Desert King, pollinated with Asunta 6. Let's see if we have any other ones ready to go. That one's still a little green. This one looks okay. Okay, so this one was pollinated with a variety called Kataya 2. And that one had a beautiful flower and very good tasting fruit. So I used the seeds this time to pollinate it with Desert King. So there's spikes on it. I'm just gonna go ahead and roll these around to get the spikes off. This has been my lazy way of doing it, you guys. But sometimes I have a brush out here. I'll brush everything off before I start taking off the fruits. All right, let me show you guys these beautiful Desert Kings without getting poked. Here we go, guys. Desert King. Not the biggest fruit, but very, very, very good in flavor and sweetness. So it makes up for all of the size. All right, I'm just gonna put these on the side. I'll get back to you later. Here I have Frankie's Red, and I have Sugar Dragon, not Sugar Dragon, this is Voodoo Child and Cosmic Charlie. This pot hasn't done much progress, but it still was able to put out a Frankie's Red flower during the winter. It was raining a lot of wind, very cold, so I'm actually surprised this bud made it this far, and it looks like it's gonna bloom in about a week or so. So we'll keep a good eye on this, and once it does bloom, I'll show you guys what's the difference with pollinating and getting dragon fruits in the winter time to set versus the summer. They just take a lot longer, that's all. And we're over here to our Thai Gold pot. Thai Gold has a lot of new growth. As you can see, there's a lot of bottom growth here that I need to prune out, and a lot of top growth here that's starting to grow. So like I said, keeping them for cuttings, whatever looks good, we'll go into the website, and the rest I'll keep myself so I have some fruits for me too. This pot here is Pink Panther, doing great. This is an Asunta 6 that I grafted during the seedling. It has this variegated thing going, but I think it might just have a genetic mutation that's not gonna let it grow normally. So this one might go. It hasn't fruited for me for about a year or 2 years now, so I'm starting to lose hope on that one. Here we have Natural Mystic and G2. Lots of new growth, everything looking nice and healthy. A little bit of cactus, but just a few where I need to remove something like this. It's a small branch already. It doesn't look like it's gonna spread, but just to be safe, we're gonna take it off. Something like that. Kind of just looks weird, so we're gonna go ahead and just toss that. All right, over here we have G2. G2, Connie Mayer. This pot took a beating last season. The sun just toasted him. I had a lot of fried branches that were just crisping up and breaking apart, but this year it recovered. It looks good. I was actually gonna remove this pot because it looks it's doing so well this year. I'm gonna leave it again, get one more fruit cycle in, and restart this pot. So that's my plan for this pot this year. And over here are all of the new Asunta 6 that you guys have been seeing. We have Pixie Sky, Nectar Sunrise, Bubblegum, and I think that's it on this one. Again, lots of new cuttings coming out. This one, because I was sharing cuttings with it so much, it didn't get a chance to really grow out and share as much cuttings as I want. So this year I'm gonna focus on letting the branches grow, so that way I can have some more fruits for you guys. And then last but not least, you guys, we're gonna go to this side here. If you remember Sugar Dragon, last season it got toasted because I left it in an area that had too much sun. So what I had to do when that happened was I had to drag that pot all the way to the side, and that's why it's so great to grow dragon fruit in pots, because if it doesn't work in an area, you can go ahead and move it to the next area that you think will do fine. So this area has a lot of shade because it's in an alley almost with some shade cloth here, but you can see Sugar Dragon has completely recovered from all of its sunburn. These are the scars that it had from last season, now turning green, and almost you can't even notice that it was even sunburned. And also lots of new growth also coming out here. So Sugar Dragon is doing very well. We have Thousand Pink. One cutting in this pot, guys, but this thing grows like a weed. Look at how many branches I have for one pot, and this is only a 15-gallon. I've always thought I needed to put more cuttings and up pot it, but because it just grows so vigorously, I've always just left it like this, and it gets the job done. I have enough cuttings and fruits every season. Very prolific grower. The Vietnamese whites. So this is just one that I've grown. My very first dragon fruit. I have sentimental value with it. It grows, it fruits. I don't pay too much attention to it, but I really love the pollen that it gives. So that's why it's always around. And I just have a little piece of it in my heart because it was my first dragon fruit that ever got me started. And last but not least, you guys, we have Condor. Condor is doing really, really well this year. I think this one put out the most growth, but I think it's because I did such an aggressive pruning last year. I took off about 50 or 70% of all these branches, but when I did that, it just made it all back. So if you guys are ever scared to prune your dragon fruits and thinking that your branches are gonna grow back, don't think that. It actually helps them grow even more. And this is the proof in the pudding here. So much that I have undergrowth that just grows straight up and making its way to the top. All right, guys, that is the winter updates on all of my dragon fruits. Hope you guys are doing well with your dragon fruit this winter. And if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Any questions you want to ask me, put in the comments below. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so that way you guys won't miss a single thing. Peace out, guys.